Hey guys, how are you? Hope you're fine. My name is Mindstuck Idajock and today I'm doing the dream tag. Now, if we really want to get to know each other, you guys have to know that I am obsessed with dreams. Like, Inception is my favorite movie. I am obsessed with anything that has to do with dreams and the subconsciousness. Like, it is so interesting and intriguing that, I don't know, I just love it. So, I found this page with a lot of tags and one of them is the dream tag, and that's the tag that I am doing today. Okay, I'm gonna shut up now and I'm going to start. Do you dream? Yes, I do. I find it really hard for someone not to dream because like you can't control your dreams. I mean, well, yeah, you technically can, but it's not likely. Like you can do it, but not that often. So yep, I dream. Daydream, night dream, I always dream. What did you dream about last night? Okay, I did dream last night, which is ironic, but I dreamt about me being in high school. And the thing is, like, I don't know how North American schools work. I don't know if elementary school comes before middle school or if it's the other way around. I don't know. But I was in high school back home in Venezuela, and our high school is from 7th grade till 11th grade. We don't have 12th grade. And so we have like, the school year is divided into 3 parts, and if you have really good grades during the first 2 parts, you can skip the exams for the last part. Like every part has an exam, like a final exam from all the subjects. Well, no, every subject has a final exam. But like I said, if you have good grades during the first 2 parts, like during the, in general, during the first 2 parts, you can skip all the exams of the 3rd part. And I always had good grades, so I always skipped my 3rd part's exams, which was great. That meant that I had more vacations than the other students who had to take those exams. It was, I gained a little bit of hate because of, well, not hate, but like people wanted to have my grades and they wanted me to help them. But help them, like, not to teach them, but they wanted to cheat and copy on my exam, so that's not technically help. So yeah, point is that if you don't take the final exams, then you can just go home like early and you can start your vacations early. You don't have to go to classes for that. It's like, oh, exams start tomorrow, you don't have to come to school anymore until your next year. So there's that. And in my dream I was back in high school and I wasn't technically studying. Like I was in vacation because I could skip my exams. But in my dream, I knew that I wasn't going to classes because I didn't go to my first 2 parts of the school year, and apparently in my dream I had to go during my entire 3rd part. I don't know if this makes sense, but I had to go for all the classes of my 3rd part, and I don't remember if I had to take the exams or not. But when I thought about me not going to the first 2 parts of my school year, I got worried and I was like, wait, was that how this works? And then I started to remember, like I tried to remember my principal's name so I can go and ask her what the heck was going on, because I started getting worried because I knew that was wrong and I didn't want to like know that, oh, I didn't go to these first 2 parts and then I didn't go to all these classes and now I have to go and nobody told me about that. So it was a really stressful dream. I really hope that explanation made it clear because I don't think it did. How many dreams do you usually remember? You know, the funny thing about dreams is that when you wake up you don't remember them, or it takes you a while to do. But in my case, I always remember my dreams. Like I wake up and I remember what I dreamt. It's really rare when I don't remember what I dreamt. Like maybe I won't remember in a specific part, or if I'm interacting with someone, I won't remember what that person said. But I usually remember all of it because it really pisses me off when I don't. It's like, oh, I know I dreamt something. I know something weird happened when I was sleeping, but I don't remember it. Do you have a dream journal? I tried, but I can't. It's like I'm not committed to it. How often do you have nightmares? Not that often, actually. It's been a while since, well, not that long ago, but it's been a couple of months since I had my last nightmare. It was really upsetting. I almost woke up crying. I won't say what it is because it's really personal, but it wasn't the worst nightmare that I've had, but it was a really bad dream. But yeah, I usually don't have that many nightmares because I do dream, and I dream with like some regularity. Like it's common for me to dream, but it's not common for me to have nightmares, so it's not that often. Do you lucid dream? Yeah, I do. Lucid dream, for the ones who don't know, is a dream in which you are dreaming and you know that you're dreaming, and you have some sort of control over your environment. Like you can determine what happens and what you do because you know it is a dream. So yeah, I have my fair share of lucid dreams. The last lucid dream that I had, I think it was back when my uncle died. I mean, I didn't know I was dreaming, but I knew it was impossible to be standing right in front of him because, you know, I knew he was dead. So I kind of assumed that it was a dream, but it's not that during the dream I knew it was a dream. I guess it's been a while since I've been dreaming and I know that I'm dreaming and I changed something about the dream. Thing that I never do, I've never changed the dream. I've had dreams in which I know I'm dreaming, but it's not that I changed something. Now that I think about it, another lucid dream that it's more recent than the one with my uncle. It was a dream with a particular person from my past. I'm not gonna say what happened, but in the dream we were interacting with each other in a way that we don't do right now, and I knew I was dreaming because it was impossible for us to be interacting the way we were doing in my dream. So I knew I was dreaming, but I didn't want the dream to end. You know, like at some point my dream me was like, okay, this is a dream, but let's just go with it. Like I don't mind I don't mind if this dream goes on. You know what I mean? Do you dream in color? Yeah, I always dream in color. I've never had a dream in black and white. And I know there's a meaning for dreams in black and white, but I've never had one, so. Do you dream in first person? Yeah, and in third person too. I think most of my dreams are in first person. Like the dream that I had last night was in first person. The rest are in third. I wouldn't know which one wins. Like I wouldn't know if I dream more in first person or if I dream more in second person. What the heck? No, in third person. I don't know. Do you have recurring dreams? Yep, I do, and unfortunately those recurring dreams are nightmares. A recurring dream, for the ones who don't know, is a dream that you dream about often. Like it's a dream that repeats itself over a long time. Now I just said that I don't have that many nightmares, but I do have some recurring dreams, and one of them is a nightmare. So this is a really cliche dream, but in this recurring dream of mine that I've had ever since, I don't know, I have use of memory, is that I could, like, the place changes. I could be in a pool, I could be in a park, I could be in a hotel, I could be anywhere. But the thing that makes this dream recurrent is that I lose my teeth. I lose all of them. And I know there's a meaning for it. I've looked it up, but I always forget about it. But in the dream, I always lose all my teeth. And the terrifying part is that I hold my teeth in my hands because I don't want to lose them in case that I can fix it. You know what I mean? And I can feel my blood in my mouth. Like I can taste it, like the irony taste of blood, and I'm just walking around with my teeth in my hand and my mouth all bloody, and then more teeth keep growing and then keep falling, and I can feel it like falling in my mouth. It's really disgusting, but I've had this dream nightmare thing forever. Have you ever had deja vu? Is there anyone who hasn't experienced a deja vu? I don't experience them often, but I do have them. And it's so weird to have that feeling like you're doing something for the first time, but you feel like you've done it before. Like I could be walking down the street and suddenly I have this deja vu. I have this feeling that I've walked down the street at the same pace, and I've seen the same stuff and at the same time. It's just super weird. What is your favorite dream? My favorite dream, that's a hard one, because I haven't had a dream that is like, oh my god, yes, this is the best dream ever. Or maybe I do, but I don't remember. I'm sure I've told my friends about my best dream. I know that my best dream so far, or the dream that I remember, well, I can't remember exactly, but I know that it involves my crush. Yes, Mindstuck Idajock has a current crush, and it's one-sided, so there we go. He doesn't know. Well, I think he doesn't know, maybe he does. So, but I haven't said anything, so. Well, what matters is, so the best dream that I've had, it involves him, but I don't remember exactly what it was. I know that I woke up happy. I was angry that I woke up though, but I was happy about the dream. But the dream that I do remember before that, it also involves my crush. And the dream was like divided in different parts, and I remember the one that I'm going to talk about. This keeps falling off. So in the dream, I met with this high school friend of mine. She's one of my best friends, And in the dream, her dad had a library. He was the owner of a small store and it was a library. So in the dream, I was there with my friend and we were in the counter. And I was reading a book and no, I wasn't reading a book. We were talking and then my crush opens the front door and he walks in and he sees me, he smiles and he's like, hey, how are you? And he says something about a book. He's returning a book that I let him borrow or something. And he was like, oh, that was a nice book and blah blah blah. And then he left and my friend turned to look at me and she was like,
oh my god, did you look at his face when he saw you?
And I was like, no, like what happened?
And she was like, oh my god, his face just, he was glowing when he saw you. He was so happy and he looked so cute.
And then she told me that in the dream and I was like, did he really do that? Like, did that really happen? And I was really excited. And the thing is that they've never met. Like, she has seen him because I've sent her pictures of him, but they've never actually interacted with each other. So she said that in the dream and I was like, okay, that's great. And then when I woke up, I told my friend that and she was like, well, you know, if you dream about this, it means that he may be the one for you. But that hasn't been the case so far, so yeah. I just felt happy that he had a crush on me on my dream, because I'm sure he doesn't have a crush on me in real life. What is your worst nightmare? Oh no. I'm gonna try to summarize my worst nightmare and it is not a pretty one. That's why it's a nightmare. Like, I woke up shivering. It wasn't like in the movies that they woke up and they're like but it was a bad one. So long story short, there was this village, this town. I wasn't there. It was like in not third person. I was just an spectator. I wasn't in the dream. I couldn't do anything. I was just watching, and everyone were people. Like, there was only humans there, but the protagonist of my dream, there were two guys, and they were anime characters. And so there was like this rumor apparently. And this is what happens when you see Shigoku Shoujo, and I don't remember the exact name of that dream, of that anime. I don't remember the exact name of that anime. But the thing about this anime is that apparently if you go to this website at midnight and you write the name of the person that you want to kill, you get this doll and then you can kill them, something like that. And so in my dream, there was this rumor in the village that you could go to this website at midnight and you could write the name of your sacrifice. But it wasn't like the anime. It wasn't that you wrote the name of the person that you wanted to die. It's just that if you wrote a name in this website, you were securing a place in heaven for yourself. And the name that you wrote on the website was the sacrifice that would guarantee you that place, because that person would go to hell as you go to heaven. Does that make sense? I hope it does. So the main protagonist of my dreams was a count. He was like a Dutch, he was part of royalty, and he wanted a place in heaven. He wanted a secure place in heaven. So he wrote the name of this poor boy, the other anime character. And he had to wait until midnight for the deal to happen. So he did that, and then the dream went straight to midnight. Like, I got to see the characters interacting with the other people in the village and stuff, and then it was midnight and everything went black and then red, and the royal guy, he was descending into the heavens, and the boy was being grasped by hands coming from hell, like from underground, and I felt his fear, and the hands were terrifying. And then I was like, oh my god, no, let him go. But then when the royal guy was almost in heaven, like the gates closed on him, and like I think I heard God, and he was like, no, you're not entering. And the guy was like, but what the heck, I did what I was supposed to do. I wrote the kid's name, and I am supposed to go to heaven and he's supposed to go to hell. But God was like, no, you are going to hell because you sacrificed this poor soul for your own selfish desires, and so you are going to hell, and that boy is going to heaven because he deserves it. And so the guy was like, no, and then they switched places. But as they were switching places, the devil himself appeared, and he was gigantic, and he was like all muscular, and he had horns, and he was like this black shadow, and it looked like a Greek ancient drawing, and it was just so terrifying. I felt the fear in my dream, and I wanted to run away, but I couldn't. Because I wasn't a person, I was just an entity watching all of that happen. And so the hands that were holding the boy let him go, and though he was just ascending to heaven, and the other guy was grabbed by the hell hands, and he was dragged underground, and he was yelling like, no! And it was really, really terrifying. And then what happened after that dream was that I was a Reaper, and so was my cousin, and it was like our first day at the job, and we had like this device that told us who was the person that we had to go after, you know, like to collect his soul or something. And if it wasn't the first person of the day, it was our first job, and the guy that we had to go after was one of my classmates, who turned out to be my first love at first sight. It was a while ago that I had this dream, like time passed and I didn't have any feelings for this guy. But in the dream, I knew that he had been my first love at first sight. And so I had conflicted feelings. And the thing about being a Reaper is that we got to see his entire life before doing the job, and I didn't want to kill him. But my cousin and I were terrified because we knew that if we didn't do the job, then death would go. He would go after us and something terrible would happen. So we had to do the job. And I think that I called one of my friends and asked her what to do. Or it was that, or after killing my classmate, we had to kill my friend. So it was a really messed up dream. I woke up, it was really, really terrifying. So there you have it, that's the dream tag. And like I said, I love dreams, so if you want me to do another one of these, I would gladly do it. But for now, I have to say that this is a wrap, everybody. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope I get to see you guys soon. Bye! Now if we are getting closer, like if we want to know, if we really want to know each other,